Father, can you tell me what I am, the meaning of this? The darkness seems to follow me wherever I go, wherever I hide. The memories of the oceans engulf my world and remind me of you. Father, it's been 15 years since I've seen your face. Everything has changed, including the way we see the skies. I will seek you out, no matter the truth, so I can know what is ahead of me. Is ahead of me. Supposed to be, all of the things that you were supposed to see. Was it because of me that you left it all behind? All of the people that you were supposed to meet, all of the love that you would give my family. Was it because of me that you left it all behind? Left it all behind. Left it all behind. Can you tell me what I am, the meaning of this? The darkness seems to follow me wherever I go, wherever I hide. The memories of the oceans engulf my world and remind me of you. Supposed to be, all of the things that you were supposed to see. Was it because of me that you left it all behind? All of the people that you were supposed to meet, all of the love that you would give my family. Was it because of me that you left it all behind? Hi, my name is John Paul Lewis. I'm a singer-songwriter from Long Island. My main instrument is piano, and I'm on Li on the Rise.
Okay, we here with John Paul Lewis.
Welcome.
How are you guys doing?
Doing great. How are you?
We are doing good.
I'm fantastic.
First interview.
First interview. Yeah. How's that feel?
It's really weird. I'm surprised anyone's interested enough in my life to actually interview me.
I could tell just by the one performance I seen here, there's a lot of passion behind it. There's a lot of emotion too behind your songwriting. Do you like to drive a lot of emotion into what you're doing with that?
I try to make people feel something. I guess I try to make some people feel something beyond just the ordinary. I try to make it more. I don't know how to describe it, but just I try to make people feel more connected with each other and try to have a much more, I guess, sacred sort of relationship with one another. I take a lot of inspiration from certain philosophies and religious texts and stuff, and I'm not particularly religious, but I think there's this kind of, I feel like there's just sort of this existential sort of void that has with modern culture, we're just always about the now.
Yes.
And we're always about, how many likes do I have, and how much money do I have, as opposed to actually genuinely trying to create bonds with one another that are lasting and that will last forever. So that's what I try to do with my music, is try to make you feel something that you've never felt before.
Wow, we are a minute into it, and we are already getting phenomenal answers.
Well, it's just to be a little bit candid here. I did kind of tell you immediately how I felt right after listening to that little song you did. What was the name of that song, by the way?
Song from My Father.
Song from My Father. What a beautiful song. And that immediately, I personally was touched by the song, and I felt like, honestly, through that song, I was able to get to know you better, and I didn't even really talk to you. So you do a great job with all that, and I think your songwriting and everything is really amazing. And that's all I got to say. I'm sorry, I'm rambling because that was fucking fire, man. You got anything to add to this? This is
No, it was a sick performance. It was an awesome song. And another thing, too, that song, hearing it, because that's the third time I heard it, it's very personal listening to the lyrics. How do you have it in you to just let it all out there?
Well, my father passed away when I was 5.
Sorry to hear that.
Sorry about that.
And that had a deep kind of... that had a deep sort of effect on the whole family, because I grew up without a dad. Mm-hmm. My mom didn't have a husband. My sisters didn't have a father, and it just kind of left this kind of void. And I feel like I've always felt like there's always been this kind of I always feel like I can never fully connect with people in a normal way. And so with music, I feel like I'm able to connect with people. Mm-hmm. Because I felt it was, especially when I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of friends. I was kind of sort of an outcast, kind of not I didn't have a lot of close relationships, but I desperately wanted to just be able to connect with people. And especially, losing someone like your dad when you're so young.
Yeah, it's huge.
I've never been able to connect with him. And so this song is kind of a spiritual way of connecting with my father and with other people. So
that's beautiful.
And there seems to be a common theme of taking a negative and turning it into a positive, because that song is, I was stunned, seeing you play it live. And that's also another thing, what is the reaction you're getting when you're, because you said you've been playing for about a year, how do other people react when they see you play?
When I play live, the reaction, sometimes, will vary depending on the venue. But generally, when I play a song like that, everyone is just, it really captures their attention, and it makes them actually sort of listen to what you're doing, which is very hard to do as an artist, because you're trying to get the attention of people, in a sense, so you can grow a fan base and, actually make a living doing it. And it's a struggle, but when I play that song, they immediately they're stunned. And for me, it's mind blowing, because
I don't know, like I just wrote it, and I don't know, like, you know, how people are necessarily going to react to it. Like, I love playing it, and it means a lot to me. But there's a lot of songs I play, and like, you know, some people don't, like, they're just like whatever. But that song, like, it just cuts through so many different boundaries, like regardless of what type of music you listen to, or
Yes.
like people just like it, and for me it's satisfying as a musician because it's musically well constructed, and it's not some song that is just it's trying to cater to anybody. It's a song that is inviting you into my world in a sense, and making you think and making you how it relates to your world and how it makes you feel about maybe somebody you lost. So, you know, or when people come up to me and they say like, I lost my dad when I was a kid, and like that song really touched me. Like I was just like, that's like this one guy at an open mic at Velvet Lounge. I played it and he was like, yeah, I lost my dad when I was really young, and that song touched me. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of an honor. It's kind of an honor to actually be able to make people feel that way. You know, because, you know, I don't know if other artists have that capacity or whatever, but it just because that's what a lot of great artists do to me. So like when I listen to like Radiohead or Nick Drake or plethora of other artists that I love, and they make me feel that way, and I'm able then to give that feeling to other people. It just, you know, you don't know who you're inspiring, and you're inspiring them in so many different ways. It's like a whole community. We all, I don't know, I'm going off again, but it's
true. You never know what the listener needs until you give it to them.
Yeah, and that it's just crazy. For me, it's mind blowing. Like just for even like you guys to even want me to be on the show and to man. Like even it's like to me it's just it blows my mind because I'm just like I don't know if like I even have what it takes to even make it. Like I'm very like there's some insecurity and like just. There's a lot of doubt, and it's like, do people even like this type of music because it's so not what people listen to? But the fact that like people like that song and are taken back by it's a great honor.
Well, to be honest with you, I appreciate it. It takes a lot of guts too to also be only performing live for a year, then doing your first interview and doing the interview. You know, you have what it takes. The thing is just who's the right person to listen to it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And you know. I love talking about all your music and stuff, but you told me something a little bit before that I thought was very interesting that I feel like everybody needs to hear, is that you're writing a musical or a part of a musical, something like that? So can you get into that a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. So my friend Matthew Lightsey, who's my collaborator,
big shout out,
came up to me about like last summer, and he's like, I have this musical concept, and it was I was looking for stuff to do, like just with, you know, I knew him from high school, and I remember he just came and he had he's a musician too, and so he would just show me some ideas he would have, and you know, he would eventually what happened, he just started sending me lyrics to like the opening number, and we initially really liked the first two songs he wrote for the musical, and we just kept writing, and just like every day, like after work, before work, we'd write like I'd write with him for like 7-8 hours, you know, every day, and he has like a lot of energy, and like that is what I was looking for too.
You fed off of it, like you fed off the energy.
Yeah, because I love making music too, and it drove me a little bit more. There's sometimes he had more energy than I would, and we would just keep going, and we would write like 3 or 4 songs like, you know, a session sometimes. Like it was just, or like he would just start writing lyrics and I'd start writing a melody, and then eventually it became even more collaborative. He would have musical ideas. Like recently we wrote this song where he wrote the melody, I just played the chords, and he wrote the whole melody and the lyrics. And then what happened is that we had most of the music written, and he had the first draft of the script, and he sent it to this thing called Winterfest where you can get plays and musicals performed. It got accepted, and I'm super excited because we're going to have a whole cast of people. I'm going to be playing piano. There's not going to be a whole pit. I'm just going to be playing piano, and I'm going to be musical directing, and we're going to have a director and actual stage props, and we can win prizes. And then if off-Broadway producers like it, we can actually perform it off-Broadway.
Wow.
So it's a really just a great experience because it's forcing me to write differently too, because I tend to write pretty emotional songs. Yeah. But he writes a lot of positive lyrics, or a lot of the songs in the musical are really sad. I could talk about the plot too if you want me to, but he writes in a much more like thematic way. He tells a story. When I write lyrics, to me it's more like a picture or emotion. He's able to tell the story in very interesting ways, and so that forces me to write differently. So I've just gotten better as a songwriter working with him. So yeah,
That's sweet. Can you throw us a bone and tell us a little bit what it's about? Just like
sorry.
Quick synopsis.
Quick synopsis. It's the musical is called The Composer's Melody.
Okay.
The main character, there's two. There's Richter and there's Trevor. Richter is a local. He works at a local theater called Southside, and he's an usher at this theater. But he has aspirations to become something more. Like he wants to be like a Broadway star. He wants to be like, he wants to be a famous singer in Broadway. But the thing with him is he's not a very good singer. He's actually very bad. Mm-hmm. And what ends up happening, he meets this composer named Trevor, who's kind of a failed, like he teaches music on the side, but he failed at actually being able to write music and be able to monetize it. So what ends up happening is he starts taking sort of lessons with him, and he meets these two girls, and his whole life kind of just falls apart because he's trying to pursue a dream that isn't very realistic because he doesn't have the capacity to honestly do it, and his whole life just kind of falters. And so it starts out very optimistic and happy, but at the end it gets very sad. And we're trying to make it a little bit different.
Okay.
But the one interesting thing about it is that there's this one theme that I wrote that plays throughout the whole musical, and it's in every single song for the most part. And it's supposed to represent a bunch of different things, but it's constantly reoccurring. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to make it as thematic as possible to make things mean something. And just honestly, because I never went to school for musical theater writing, so just listening to musical theater and trying to figure out how to construct things so so everything fits and works, and it's written in a way that makes sense and isn't just random songs, that they have meaning and that you build songs for a certain reason. So yeah, it's very exciting. And that's the plot. Sorry.
That was awesome. Is there any date for when that's going to be coming out?
For the show, and I'll invite you guys. By the way, if you guys are free
thank you
and
very
you want
much.
to come, it's in late Feb. It's from like February 21st to I believe March 1st.
Okay.
And we can invite people, and we're definitely inviting people, and I'll give you guys more of the information.
Thank you.
We still have to rehearse with all these people, and he's still
absolutely.
auditioning people, but it's so exciting. Like just to even like when I was trying to figure out how to write for female voices, like I had to change keys and stuff because like women's voices would work so much differently than male voices, that it's a blast. So
it helped you find a different layer to your own musical style.
Yeah, it definitely it just forces me to write in different ways that I wouldn't normally write in, because we're writing about different conflicts, different, like when I write a song, there's a lot of similar themes, so it follows a certain musical. I mean, I have diverse musicals. I write in a lot of different styles, but I have this sort of style I write in that I had to evolve and change for this, which has been great.
Word.
And what's funny about it, my mom always told me, is like, I think you should write for like Broadway. And I was like, I don't really listen. And the funny thing is, I never really went and listened to Broadway music like all the time until, he asked me, and I just started listening to musicals, but it just fit my style of writing.
Word.
So, yeah.
Right
Yeah,
on.
that's crazy. The parents always have that sixth sense. You should do this. And at first we're all like, no.
Yeah, and she's like right. She's
what
like
do you
right
know?
about everything.
Yeah.
Even when I'm too stubborn to admit it,
Yeah.
I'm just like, she's right.
Yeah, I know how that
all the
feels.
time.
You are someone who's definitely crazy passionate about music, without a doubt. And
Absolutely.
The skill is there.
Absolutely.
But could you give us like a music artist that like you think needs to stop? Like who's like a mainstream popular artist that just needs to fucking stop making
Overrated.
music? Like
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Now I wouldn't tell anyone to stop doing what they're doing.
Who would you like to stop?
Oh well, I would say 6ix9ine, but I know he went to jail. I hate him with every fiber of my being. He's a horrible artist. He's a trash person.
Yeah.
Like if let's say like your music sucks, but you're a good guy or a good girl, whatever.
You could deal with it.
You deal with it.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
he's such a trashy person, and his music's garbage, and I hope it just like when the aliens like come back from Mars and they're just like, oh, let's find these cultural relics. They see like a 6ix9ine record, they fucking burn it because he's horrible. I would say him, and I guess like I don't hate Lil Pump. Like his production on his records,
he grows on you.
Yeah, his production's really good, and I don't think he's a bad dude.
I'm gonna stop you there. I hope that guy fucking ends it soon with music. I really hope.
I mean, but again, I kind of just think he's not good. Like,
you know what? You can thank his producer. How
Yes,
good.
yeah,
There
I
we
think
go.
he's-
Your producer, Lil Pump. Swear to God,
Shout out
keep
to
him
him.
around.
Amazing.
Keep him around.
great.
Yeah.
those are probably the people I would say like, stop, you're horrible.
You know what?
6ix9ine.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have any quarrels with anything you just said.
Yeah. Like I mean, there's a lot of mainstream artists that I dig. Like I really like Billie Eilish.
Word right
Yeah,
on. Yeah,
She's excellent. Her and her brother are excellent.
hell yeah.
And her brother's writing all of the music, so shout out to Phineas Eilish.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
doesn't get enough credit.
I mean, I really like her melodies, and even though she has like one note melodies, it just works with her aesthetic. But I think she's very good.
So let me ask you this: who's underrated? Who doesn't get enough credit out here?
who do you think
Who's like a
needs to
mainstream
shine
artist?
more?
It's like, how come they're not fucking with
Let's
him
get the,
or her?
the antithesis to that.
I mean, he has a lot of clout, I guess, right now. But I would say JPEG Mafia, but he's not like super mainstream. He's kind of underground.
Shout out. Hell yeah.
I know you guys don't know, but I
no,
think
I
he's
don't.
I
you
honestly
said it
not sure.
4 times.
his
tonight.
music is so weird.
I gotta listen to it.
It's such like it's really good rap music, and his production's insane.
Would you say it sounds like anything? Is there a
Have you ever listened to Death Grips?
No, unfortunately, that's
It's kind of like this very hardcore, like if punk music met rap music kind of thing.
So like Shovel.
So I really dig his music a lot.
Yeah, check that shit
It
out.
probably is fire because a lot of underrated things.
It's-
are fucking
yeah,
he's dope.
That is a fucking.
So
That should be like an LI on the Rise fact right there. Heard it here first on today's episode. No. But yo, so JPEG, who else you got? You said
There's this woman too, but she's not mainstream, and I don't know how to pronounce her name correctly, so I'm just not going to attempt to do it. But she released a record called Caligula.
okay.
Anthony Fantano reviewed it, and that's how I found it.
shout out the Needle Drop.
And it's such a weird record. I love, like, if you guys, it's so unsettling to listen to, and it's just like
You're almost uncomfortable.
I'm
listening
so
to it.
uncomfortable, but it's beautiful and it's amazing, and it's just like, wow, this is so
yeah.
like, you wouldn't play it on the radio.
No, yeah, I feel you.
You absolutely wouldn't play it on the radio, but
No,
yeah.
I totally get it. Yeah.
You know, I do like that song, that remix of "Wake Up in the Sky" with Gucci Mane and Bruno Mars.
I don't think I've heard that.
Drink till I'm drunk.
Oh,
smoke
yeah,
till
yeah,
I love
yeah,
that
yeah,
remix.
yeah.
I mean, it's not music that but I love the hook.
But when it comes on, you're listening.
I'm like,
to
this
it.
is dope. Like, I was actually listening to it on my.
Yeah, what do you turn up to? Like,
Yeah,
what,
what's your-
what do you go crazy to? Like what?
You're about to drink a couple beers. What are you listening
Yeah.
to?
Like,
Oh, if I listen to like, if I listen to like John Coltrane, like
Okay, right on. John
If I
Paul.
listen
okay,
John-
turn up.
You getting turned up to
I
John
remember
Coltrane.
at a party I was listening to. I had the fucking phone to like the kids.
You were
Yeah,
playing DJ.
You're on the aux cord.
I was like, well, this is just gonna be okay. So I put on Giant Steps. Everyone was just like, what the fuck are we listening to? But him or somebody like Kamasi Washington.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. He's a jazz musician too, but he combines like orchestral music. He has like the epic. He recently released a new record, but Heaven on Earth or something like that. But the one that made him like super like, you know, like what I heard about him was the Epic, and that record's like a 3-hour long jazz record with like 2 drummers, a choir, an orchestra, fucking big band, insane music.
Yeah,
And I
hell
just
yeah.
I that influenced he's one of the people that influenced like I guess my arranging, and I turn up to that shit. I get fucking fired up when I listen to like fucking anything off that record.
You know what turns me up for a party? And I just had to say
I know
it
it's not
since-
a party.
since
I don't
we're-
really
or
go
whatever
to
it is, what turns me up just to get turned up, and I just have to say it is Modern day warrior, mean stride. Today's Tom Sawyer's me.
Oh yeah.
Yo, man, Rush, shout out.
Do you guys listen to math rock at all?
Here
yo,
and there.
the
I was dabbling.
This
Don't-
Town Needs Guns. You guys listen to them?
No,
I've heard of
shout
them.
out Ooblu, aren't they math rock, right?
Yeah, they got a little bit of it. Shout out
yeah,
Ooblu.
from out here, yeah.
I saw This Town Needs Guns in the city with my friend
Word.
Ethan. Massa shout out.
You
Shout,
Sure,
yeah, big shout out Ethan.
You hear of Chan?
Oh,
They're a big
oh yeah,
one.
my friend Anthony, who played guitar with me in a band.
Shout out Anthony.
Shout out Anthony, man.
He loves Chan. He loves all that stuff, and he's just super wizard with the guitar.
Word.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Orchards?
I think I have. I
They're
haven't
math
listened to
rock.
them, though.
It's got a female singer in the math rock
Word.
band.
Oh, I've got to check that out.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah, dude, fucking check it out, dude. Was this your interview, Christian? No, I'm just fucking with you. Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Isn't there supposed to be questions being flung, or are we just having a conversation?
So,
No, I'm just messing around. I'm fucking with you.
you know, some give
Well, I
and
went on
take.
like a tangent for like 30
No,
minutes.
dude,
about-
we love
That's alright.
tangents are great. The less we got to say, the better.
No, he's kind of right.
He's
But
kind of
no,
right. He's
but,
kind of right.
Yo, outside of playing the piano
Yeah, straight up.
and making the music for the play you're working on, do you have any other hobbies or interests?
I like reading. I'm a huge Batman fan.
All right.
All right, there
I
we
love
go.
comic books. I was
A lot of people joke on Batman because people say he has no power.
See, I like him for more like I like the
The do-gooder.
philosophical aspects that represent him.
Okay.
Like he's this guy.
The
who
story from.
he experienced extreme trauma. His parents were shot in front of him, and he's just dedicated his life to just stamp out crime and just instill order where he possibly can. And I just love the dynamic between him and the Joker and how they pretty much just represent good and evil or order and chaos. And I just like that whole he's trying to make sense of life in a sense,
And the
like
Jo-
of his
yeah,
tragedy.
yeah.
And the Joker's just like, I'm going to be a nihilist. Nothing matters. It doesn't matter if I kill anybody because everything's a joke.
And they
And I
both-
just,
yeah.
I love that. I love that whole dynamic with them.
They
and that's
both
kind
need
of like,
each other to exist.
yeah, but I mean, it's he sort of kind of has he's a genius intellect. He fucking just knows every type of karate. Like, yeah, he doesn't have superpowers, but he's kind of a ridiculous human if you think about it.
Yeah, that's
If
like
he were real.
he'd be on that show Superhumans. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
like-
some shit, man. Oh, just hit the mic on my face. My bad. Yeah, no, dude, Batman's fucking fire. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big superhero guy, but I like Batman the most.
Yeah.
The reason I like Batman the most is
Wait.
because he's the least like a superhero. He's like more of a real person. Like,
Yeah, but-
that beats the shit out of people.
Beats
know what
the
I
shit
mean?
out of poor people.
Just you mother, son of a.
Yeah, I'm pretty much just obsessed with music though. I kind of don't.
I could tell.
I like movies and stuff, and but I just kind of always think about music
Right.
all the time.
What's a go-to movie? Just I gotta get that out. What's a go-to movie? What's like your Desert Island 3 movies? Here's a random one. Desert Island 3 movies. So you're on a desert island for the rest of your life. And you only have 3 movies to
I
watch.
would watch Clockwork Orange,
All right, I was gonna say don't say Castaway because that'd be ironic.
The Dark Knight,
Okay.
and Space Odyssey.
Oh, 2001 Space
Yeah.
Odyssey. That's crazy. Shout out Tom for my job. He's been telling me to watch that for like 2 months. It's
freaky,
fire.
man. It's fucking freaky.
Oh yeah. It
You watch that, and you don't even understand what's happening, and then
just happens.
there's like no dialogue in it either.
Really?
There's like it's mostly he tells his stories pretty much through visuals, which is just so different because you always hear talking and because they're trying to explain it to the audience constantly.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like he's trying to actually like, oh, look at the pictures. This is the point of movies is to look at the pictures.
It's like a 3-hour movie.
Yeah,
isn't
and
it?
there's a bunch
yeah.
of classical music. Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's
word.
long. It's I think I watched it over like 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
like
Oh,
on
is it
Easter.
word? So it's like fucking Braveheart. You know what I mean? You got to watch it like.
I've never seen Braveheart.
Yeah, that's a long-winded one. Word. That's awesome.
So, is there anything that you want to say to like your following and the people
Final
who've
thoughts.
been supporting you? Is there anything that they should know about you?
I guess that I'm making music to, make people heal in a sense, or I mean, I'm basically making music to just, if you feel like alone, you feel like no one feels the way you do, I'm trying to connect with those types of people and trying to connect with your artistic side. And I'm not trying to, like, you know, treat you like you're 5 years old and you can't understand things. Like I'm trying to treat you like an adult when I make art, make music. So that's what I would say. And that if you like my music, cool. If you don't, whatever. But if for people who like my music, that's what I'm trying to give to you. It's just, if you feel empty inside or you feel alone, like, there are people who feel the same way, and I'm trying to, I guess, ultimately trying to make you feel better, or trying to make you feel like you're connected with other people, because your life matters.
Yeah.
Because it matters. It maybe not matter. It might not matter to you at that moment in time, but it matters to everyone around you, and you might not realize it. And maybe your thoughts are clouding your head, but like, I'm trying to make you just, you know, feel like, you know, there's a lot to life, and you should experience it, regardless of depressed you are. I don't know.
No, dude, I kind of needed that one today, because today was a shot fucking day for me. So I appreciate you saying all that, and that was some beautiful stuff, man. Like, I mean, if people watching this, if they've never heard of you and they're not a fan of maybe more classical style of music and like piano and singing, get to know this guy. He's a great dude, man. And like, you know, just tell people where they can follow you on your journey, bro. What's the hashtag? What's the @ you know?
If you look up at JohnPaul_music, that's my Instagram. If you look up on Facebook, you can look up John Paul Lewis Music, and I'll be on there. And my website is johnpaullewismusic.com. I have a Spotify. If you look up John Paul Lewis, I will be on there. I recently released a song, very different from what I play today, called Fire and Smoke. I recorded it over a year, has all these crazy tracks on it. It's like a 3-part song. If you want to check that out, that would be really cool.
Check it out.
Yeah, please do.
And I do have a Twitter, but I don't remember the @ thing. But if you look up John Paul Lewis, I might come up.
Yeah, just don't DM. No, don't @ him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick to Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, just I'll be on there. And if you want to check out that song, I'm going to be releasing a record too. I recorded like 7 songs. The song for my father is not going to be on that, but some other songs you might like, and that will be on it. And it's going to be called Meditations. So
Awesome.
Be on the lookout, everyone.
Absolutely.
It was awesome having you, man.
Thank you so much,
wow,
man.
this is great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We
Great
really
job on your
appreciate
first
it.
interview, man.
Yeah, absolutely.